Let's talk about balance changes. There's a lot. There's just an absolute lot to get through, so let's get going. Self-healing. This is the biggest sweeping change, though not necessarily the most impactful change, but self-healing now charges ultimates, so charge rates have been adjusted. Bastion, Lucio, and Soldier have had their ults build slower by 10%, Mercy by 30%, and Roadhog by a whopping 45%, which is huge.
Mercy was needed.
Yeah, and Roadhog also, Roadhog every time he hits E heals for 300 though, so you can kind of understand why his would need to be adjusted.
So I wonder how much of Mercy's is based upon the fact that she needs a slower ult charge, as where Roadhog, like I wonder what that actually equates to in real time as opposed to like
I do too.
These percentages, but then how much of that is counteracted by the fact that self-healing is now giving you ult charge?
Because my biggest concern about Mercy was the cooldown on her ultimate. I thought it's the most impactful ultimate in the game. It comes up very quickly right now. Some pros, it comes up so quick that they're starting to use it as a tempo res, I call it, just 1 or 2 people at a time. I thought that thing needed to be nerfed into the ground. And now Mercy has got more powerful. They actually made her be. We'll get to that in a second.
You sounded like Jerry Seinfeld for just a second.
Yeah, I know. What's the deal with the Mercies? I don't understand why Mercy got a nice little hand in this patch. That just seems bad to me. I don't know.
I have to say I totally have to agree with that. I think that I'm not super in love with the mechanic in terms of like, okay, you have a Mercy and she's just going to run out and then she's going to Guardian Angel back in right before the fight ends and she's going to res everybody, so I know I have to fight this team twice. And if we don't have a Mercy on our team, then that's an advantage that we don't have. And I don't necessarily think that's such a great gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, because they also changed the way her ult works too. Usually you would have to fly in and you'd be stunned yourself for a couple of seconds while you res people. Now you get to keep walking. So now she's more survivable in her ult.
Your Guardian Angel, right?
Yes. So now she's gotten so much better, and her damage output has been increased as well because her damage boost beam is gone from 30 to 50% damage boost.
Yeah, but she needed a damage boost. Like out of any of the changes, like I feel like she needed a damage boost.
Point. Okay, so here's where I rail against characters in this game that are good overall heroes. I like characters that are hyper specialized, and when you add more offensive output to her, she kind of continues to fit that mold. You know what I'm saying? I liked when she was just pure support, pure heals, protector, because she can't defend herself.
Right.
I thought that was an interesting strategic mechanic. You know, I can understand this change, but she needed a buff. Really? Of any of the supports?
That sound you heard a couple moments ago was the sound of Kevinaki's brain exploding in his head.
I play way too much Overwatch, so this is all
totally,
very big.
I understand the frustration.
Yeah,
I think it's really dumb when we wipe a team. Basically, anytime that I am intentionally attempting to counter, and just regardless of what I do, combo Druid and Hearthstone, regardless of what I do, they're going to pull off their thing. Yeah. So when I'm trying to counter Mercy and we're trying to ace their team straight out of the gate in something like King's Row, and we do it in 20 seconds, we kill them. And somehow she has an ult charge in that time. It's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about other changes.
All right,